30,000 people. In the summer, it's a thriving coastal resort. But behind the picture postcard facade lie pockets of high social deprivation. Unsurprising then that areas such as this have record levels of drug abuse. Indeed, North Wales has the highest number of drug-related deaths in the whole country. It's a problem that the police are determined to stamp out, targeting dealers and users alike. Information has come to the attention of Colwyn Bay's night cops that a suspected dealer is about to hold a drugs-fueled party. Tonight, they're hoping to cash in on this intelligence with an early evening raid. DC Andy Forsyth will lead the 10-man team throughout the operation.
Okay. Right, the operation tonight is codenamed Operation Anonymous. It's misuse of drugs warrant. Information has been received that the occupant of that flat, which is listed on your operational order, is dealing from and allowing his premises to be used for the taking of controlled drugs. The method, entry, is intended to be forced by means of the trained method of entry officers. I've driven past the address about 10-15 minutes ago. His car's there, his telly's on, so at least one person is in the premises that we know of. So we'll take it from there.
The team will take no chances during the raid. Those who enter the building first are highly trained officers who will expect the unexpected. They'll take every precaution, including wearing full body armour and using a 20-kilo battering ram known affectionately as the Key.
I got key.
Fully kitted up, the team sets off for the bust. Once at the location, there's no hanging about. Knocking politely on the door will give the suspect time to dispose of any drugs. So niceties are done away with, and they just smash it down. The scene, though, on the other side is not what they were expecting.
The intelligence that we had was that he was getting a quantity of drugs, bringing them here to the house where he was having parties at the weekend.
There may be no party on, but the search for drugs takes place regardless. Whilst PC Rob Darnell starts combing the kitchen for evidence, DC Forsyth searches the suspect. In operations such as this, it's not just controlled substances that the cops are looking for.
What you also look out for on any drug-related is lists, names, numbers, amounts. That's indicative of any dealing type of activity and provides us a good source of intelligence as well.
The officers are thorough and must leave no stone or bag of dried pasta unturned. DC Forsyth has first-hand experience in discovering drugs in obscure places.
Because we're looking for drugs, there's a million places you can hide it. I've even found drugs inside children's nappies, underneath mattresses that children are sleeping on. So if people want to hide it, they'll hide it inside light switches, skirting boards. I mean, I think you only need to think of your own house, where you can hide stuff in your own house and try and work out for yourself where a bag of drugs can be hidden. I mean, some of it can be like a couple of pinheads or something like that. So you think in a million places that could be hidden.
It's not long before the officers find something, but it's far from the drugs bust of the century.
Cannabis, not the hugest amount in the world, but
It appears in this case that the information that the officers were given was incorrect.
Unfortunately tonight, he hasn't got the quantity of drug we hoped. He's not going to have any of these wild parties that we've been told about.
The raid may not have been the success they hoped it would, but the night cops have to follow up on the leads they've been given. And despite only finding a small amount of cannabis, they have a duty to come down hard on any offender.
well, I've got to inform you at this moment in time, you're under arrest on suspicion of possession of a controlled drug. So I've got to caution you, do have to say anything, but it may harm your defence. Don't mention one question, something which you later rely on in court. Anything you do say may be given evidence.
For that?
For that, yeah.
Because personal?
Yeah, very tall.
There was a small amount of drugs that he claims were for personal use. It's not what we'd hoped for, but you win some, you lose some.
The man is taken off to custody. Later he was questioned and given a formal caution. A disappointing start to the evening for the nightclubs, but North Wales Police don't just concentrate on targeting the dealers. In Wrexham, catching recreational drug users is tonight's prime objective. It's a proactive approach that uses a special breed of nightcap.
Molly is a 2-year-old black Labrador bitch.
Molly's sense of smell is 1 million times that of a human, a useful attribute in the sniffing out of controlled substances.
She doesn't touch the drug itself, she just indicates to me that person is carrying a substance or has been using a substance. And she does that by detecting the air scent around that person.
In the past year, nearly 20% of the population have taken controlled substances. That's over 11 million people. There's been a significant rise in cocaine abuse, with an estimated 750,000 people having taken it in the past 12 months. It's not long before Molly picks up a scent.
You can have a chat to one of my officers, mate, please. If she's happy to stay there, which she was on that one, we'll have a chat to him.
But there are significant problems in using this tactic.
There's probably going to be a lot of contamination this time of night, so you see they're all moving from pub to pub. So just have a quick chat to him, that's all, and see what his account is, really.
After he's been searched, this man is found not to be carrying anything illicit and is let go. Molly's presence acts as a deterrent, a visible sign to weekend revellers of the police's intent. North Wales Police also work closely with the local pubs and clubs. It's an initiative that tonight is proving very successful.
Well, I'm doing it in sex, we have. Done a search and we've got drugs on him now.
I'll make you under arrest, okay?
So, pulled the bag out by the bar, so obviously the staff have searched him and they found the bag on him, so... So he's pulled this bag out by the bar, so our staff have searched him and found this bag on him.
Yeah. You stop fucking... Shut off, you fucking knobby! I don't care! Fuck off! Get off me fucking ab! Get off it! Get off it! I don't care, mate. Stop kicking my leg, yeah? You fucking knobhead.
Right, take the kick.
Ah!
Yeah, we'll take it.
Yeah, right?
Shake, sorry. You can't say drugs, okay? You don't have to say anything that they have in defence. Do not mention when questioned subject to later line on court. Anything you do say may be given in evidence. Do you understand?
Probably a small bag of cocaine. Basically what's happened inside the nightclub, gentleman's been found placing that in his pocket. He's been confronted by store staff. He's then attempted to try and run from the premises. He's been detained until the police have arrived. He's been arrested this moment in time for possession of Class A.
So the nightclubs have had mixed results, but the figures suggest that they are slowly winning the battle against drugs. Convictions have gone up, and slowly but surely the message is getting through. It's Saturday night and the carnival has come to Exmouth. There's 30,000 people on the streets, making it the cops' busiest night of the year. Reinforcements in the form of special officers have been drafted in to help maintain law and order.
We've got 12 in tonight.
Excellent. Well, that'll help stem the problems later then. All right, mate. See you in a bit.
See you later.
Cheers, Mark. Right. That was Mark. He's one of the specials that work out of Exmouth. He was saying that there's actually 12 members of the special constabulary on this evening, which, in my experience, is a first to have that many specials on. But obviously, it's quite useful looking at the number of people. The 4 of us that are working at the moment obviously potentially might struggle to cope with an incident should it occur, so obviously with the assistance of the 12 specials that should make our job a little bit easier. So it's obviously quite thinned out quite nicely.
It may be unusual for PC's Pusey and Boundy to be working with so many specials, but not with one another. One of the keys to being a good nightclub is having a buddy you can rely on.
Working with Chris tonight would tend to be double crewed quite often. We work quite well together, quite different styles of policing, which tend to complement each other and mean that we can deal with things quite effectively.
Whilst we do have different styles, the way we do work quite well together and have similar sort of take on life and the job itself, so I think that works out to be quite handy, and it also helps to have a sense of humour. So, which Andy's got sometimes.
With so many people out and about, it's not long before they get their first call of the evening.
Just had a report of an assault come in, and the offender has made off, so we're just going to head towards and see what we've got. It appears to be a group of youngsters.
The culprit is scalped, but the kids are still loitering. Working well together often means splitting up. They approach the two groups separately to question them. In most of these cases, underage drinking is a factor, and PC Pusey wants to know if the youth is carrying any contraband.
Bit of the old booze. Obviously, being 16, you shouldn't have that, should you? No. So you're obviously going to disclose that to me, are you? And I'll dispose of it correctly.
PC Pusey has confiscated the tinnies and knows exactly what to do with them.
He's told me I can dispose of them, so they've been disposed of. That's just one of the cameras in one of the spots around the town.
Events at the carnival are being closely monitored by the police station's CCTV control room. Exmouth has cameras at every major intersection and trouble hotspot, giving the night cops a 360-degree view of any incident that occurs.
Not a problem.
The introduction of CCTV has changed the face of modern policing.
In the days before CCTV, if there was an incident, you had to look around for people that were willing to make statements who saw what. And very often the guy would say, it wasn't me, I didn't do it, and you've got no evidence, there's no proof. These days, because we're here filming it, he can then put his hands up and say, it wasn't me, I wasn't there, and all of a sudden, well, I think you were, because it's here. You're looking at it.
Main traffic runs.
When they spot someone acting suspiciously, they radio through to the night cops who respond immediately. Tonight, they've seen a man acting in an antisocial manner, and PC Matt Clark has been given the job of tracking him down.
He's being followed by CCTV at the minute, so we can not exactly trace every footstep, but we should be able to keep an eye on what he's doing until we get to him.
To help PC Clark to identify the man, control room have radioed through a description.
I wouldn't have thought
a light-coloured shirt, trousers, light brown hair, chubby face, carrying a Kentucky meal.
Control room have directed PC Clark to the Carnival Fun Fair. He arrives only to discover that the finger-licking lad has already been detained by a fellow officer.
My colleague's just speaking to the gentleman that we were talking about earlier, who was a problem in the pub, and getting his details, giving him suitable words of advice, I think.
As the suspect is interviewed, PC Clark has a chat with the Fun Fair's on-site security.
Do you know the gent?
Yeah, I just said to the WPC, he's part of the showman's group here. Right. It's the son of one of the ladies that runs the show. They don't want him on the premises. Right. He's a pain in the fucking ass.
They don't want him here?
No. And he upsets the people that come down here. He walks into rides on occasion, danger to himself.
So where's he supposed to be giving tonight then, if he's not actually part of the group?
They want him banged up if you can do it.
If he doesn't kick off, we can't wheel him away.
All right, you disappear. I bet you get a call back from me in 10 minutes.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised.
So it turns out that the boozed-up lad is an unwelcome member of the travelling fair. His mum, though, knows exactly what to do with him.
I'd like you to take him away, put him in a cell, just chuck him out tomorrow.
Ah, motherly love.
I mean, the thing is it Mrs.
Yes.
Yeah, well, the thing is, the problem we got, Mrs. We haven't witnessed anything. What we do is escort him off.
Yeah.
Then if he comes back, potentially we can arrest him.
Yeah.
To prevent a breach of the peace. But I must be honest, at the moment, genuinely, and I'm not being funny, but he has been a gentleman with us.
Well, yeah, he is.
Hey, so listen, what Mum's saying, all right, so we're being fair here.
PC Jones does his best to calm the drunk down, whilst PC Clark goes to see if his old man will fight his corner.
Are you happy with him staying on site tonight if he just gets his head down?
No, I'm not really happy with him staying on site tonight. I'd rather him off the fair tonight, and then when he comes back tomorrow, they'll take him away tomorrow.
Yeah, fair enough.
Okay?
So both Mum and Dad want him banged up, which leaves the night cops with a bit of a dilemma.
The tip is what, if we nick him though, what do we nick him for? He's been a gentleman with me.
With us, yeah, I know. Yeah, but Mum's adamant she doesn't want him here. The thing is, you were thrown out of the pub at Fat Jack's. You made threats to the staff there, which is the initial reason that we're talking to you. Yeah. I know you're being nice to supply with us now, but I'm pretty sure that once we go, because you've had a few bevies, you're going to cause problems with these people. And I know you'll say that to me.
I can be nice to anybody to look at.
At the moment, we're just trying to decide what to do with this gent. He's had a skinful to drink. He's already caused disorder in one pub. His parents, who work here at the fair, they're very concerned that if he stays, he's going to kick off and cause problems tonight.
So PC Jones puts a call through to control to see if CCTV have proof of him committing anything they can arrest him for. Over in Wrexham, there's no carnival, but the night cops are still expecting to be kept busy.
This evening, our task primarily is public order, concentrating mainly on Wrexham town centre.
And they don't even have to travel far before things kick off. A fight has broken out in full view of the van.
Shelley! Let her go! Let her go! Girls, let go!
Fighting on the street is not advised. Doing it in front of a van load of night cops, well, that's just plain idiotic. Even as they're separated, though, there's time for a parting shot. A stiletto to the groin. Bullseye.
Hey, can you get all this one as well? No, she's all right.
Battered and bruised, the girls are led away to the van. Where, to their astonishment, they learn that they've broken the law. Surprising.
Right, so you have to say anything. I appreciate the fact.
Whilst they're taken into custody, PC Evans eases the baying crowd.
Jane! Jane! What's your language, please, kid?
I didn't swear, I never swear.
Listen, there's no need for anybody else to get involved in this. It could have got out of hand. But thank God there was enough of us here, really, at the end of the day to deal with it. So hopefully, it looks like a good start to the night.
Much of the night cops' time is spent dealing with disorderly behaviour, and these two are tonight paying the price for their actions. Such incidents are often dealt with using the Public Order Act, a comprehensive piece of legislation that includes Section 5.
Fella, you are nicked Section 5 public order.
That's a clause which allows the police to stop anybody from disturbing the peace, whether it be through their actions or even the language they use.
Relax. What's he done wrong? He called me, and I quote, a fucking prick.
So if a police officer thinks your actions are causing somebody else distress, then chances are you'll find yourself under arrest. A situation which can sometimes lead to a bit of a backlog when it comes to processing arrests back at the lockup. Superintendent Carl Langley of Devon and Cornwall Police has first-hand experience of the logistical problems that too many arrests can cause.
The Torquay custody unit downstairs has 36 cells, and often late at night you'll have 2 or more sergeants on down there to book in what we normally expect to be quite a number of people coming in. And of course booking somebody in now is not a 5-minute job, because you need to record all their property, you need to do risk assessments on each person. The problem that causes us then, if it becomes busy on the harbour side and you, for example, get 5, 6 people arrested all at once, you can end up starting to form a queue outside the back of the police station there to book people in. Which is frustrating for them, because sometimes they can hear the radio and hear their colleagues down at the harbour side who need assistance and they're in no position to help, and that really can be quite frustrating.
Back in Exmouth, PCs Pusey and Boundy have been called away from the carnival to deal with an incident at the local train station.
Go to the ladies' toilets and just see what's happening.
When they arrive, they discover it was a false alarm, but PC Pusey is worried.
As you can obviously see, it's quite excitable at the moment. Potentially a few more drinks, a few more people. Things are just going to get busier and busier.
For now, though, their presence is needed back at the carnival. But just as they're about to leave, PC Boundy calls his colleague back into the fray. He spotted an angry young man getting involved in some argy-bargy and punching a window.
Tell you what, mate, come and have a little chat. Don't fucking touch me.
Right, calm yourself down. Let's start, all right?
All right.
I fucking bend my arms like that.
Yes, because I don't appreciate being sworn at and being challenged. Now get in the car a minute. Watch your head. Put your legs in. Basically, this chap's obviously got a problem with the police and the general public.
And we've basically gone to speak to him.
Come and have a little chat. Don't fucking touch me.
And he's turned around and foaming at the mouth. He's told us to basically disappear, but not quite so politely. We've then gone to speak to him, and he's become quite resistant to us. So we're just going to try and find out what the actual issue is and to see if we've got any offences.
So PC Boundy goes to chat with the Little Punk's friends to get their side of the story.
No, I'm quite happy with that, but all I'm saying is, obviously, he's got attitude with me. I've punched the window, we come over to speak to him, and he's told us to F off, hasn't he?
It's all out.
So there you go. Prison. We will do.
With friends like these, who needs enemies?
What's the problem then? You've obviously got a few issues.
Yeah, but listen, if you just talk to me like a human being, then I'll do it.
Well, we were going to try and move you away from whatever the problem was.
I think that was the cleverest thing to do.
It was the cleverest thing to do. But obviously telling me to F off and becoming aggressive towards us isn't. Now, we're obviously very busy tonight to be dealing with trivial, stupid little matters and people, drunk teenagers.
Having questioned the separate parties, the officers compare notes.
Just that he split up with his girlfriend tonight, and I said, to be honest, mate, it doesn't matter. He can't punch a window and tell somebody to F off, can he?
Whereabouts in Exeter do you live? What are you planning to do now? Because I'm not happy to leave you in Exmouth, so we've got a couple of options, right? Yeah, where are you meant to be staying this evening?
Look, I'm not drunk, I'm just very angry.
Right, I can see you're very angry, all right, and I'm not happy to leave you on the street if you're very angry.
So the night cops have given the young punk the option of A, spending the night in a cell, or B, going home and coming back later to face a public order offence.
And then we can deal with you.
What is the point in that?
Well, the point is...
Go to court for a public order offence.
Or we can deal with you later in the week.
Yeah,
by the way of a fixed penalty ticket.
How much?
Fixed penalty ticket is £80.
80 quid for what?
For being disorderly.
No, I tell you what, would you rather...
Tell you what, put your foot in then, mate, and I'll find... It's fine, we'll arrest you, it's not a problem, right? It's fine.
The lad's back chat has left the night cop no option, and he's arrested. Coming up, the night cops stumble across a body in the road.
Yeah, is it possible just to have an ambulance here to check this man? Is he breathing or anything, Dave?
Can you hear me?
And the young punk just will not let it lie.
I wasn't getting aggressive or anything. I was just asking questions. It's my right to ask questions about stuff.